Hey everybody, I thought I'd show you a DC lamp and how it works. This is a really easy project for anybody to get involved with. What this is just a 12 volt slash 24 volt bulb right here. It's an LED bulb and it can be used for this type of installation here. Currently, I'm running this off of just 12 volts off of a regular like a storage battery. I could run this under 24 volts, which is this entry point right here, but I'll just run it under 12. It's possible to run this under 12 or 24. They say that the bulb will last longer if it's running under 12 volts, okay? As you can see, there's hardly any voltage at all. It's not even showing up, but I've tested it. It's a couple watts. So it's a nice LED bulb, and it's really simple to convert a lamp like this over. So the thing that I would say is, cut off the end of a regular lamp where the 120 volt connector was in place and just replace it with a different type of connector so you don't accidentally connect 120 volts up to a 12 volt bulb over here. So over here, I used an Anderson power pole connector, which can separate, and it can be connected back in there, not very easily by hand, one hand, but I'll try this here on camera. There we go. And then the rest of this just connected up to just a regular barrel type connector, 2.5, 2.2 millimeter, whatever one you want that fits. Here, I'll connect it into the 24 volt. You can see there's not much difference. 7 watts. Over here, 12 volts. Same thing, should be 7 watts, either way. But anyways, cut off the 120 volt connector. Use some different type of connection that's not going to cause you to make a mistake connecting that incorrectly. And then put your bulb in place. Now this is not getting hot because it's 12 volts and it's also very low wattage. It doesn't have anything to do with the voltage, by the way. It's the wattage and the fact that this is LED. The other thing is the type of base here. In this particular instance, I went out and purchased a new base because what was on this lamp originally was a 3-way switch for 120 volts, and that doesn't work really well for this 12 volt bulb. So I just got a simple connector online. It was like just a couple dollars, not a big deal at all, but it just, really easily connects in here. I just pull it off and rewired it. Make sure that when you're wiring that you use continuity checker. The outside here should be negative, and then inside, that conductor inside there should be positive. So you always want to make sure the negative is on the outside so the outside portion here is not energized, and you'll be okay. You don't want to reverse the polarity. That could damage the bulb as well. As you can see, I'm touching this, and since it's 12 volt or 24 volt, it's not going to shock me. I would never do that with a live bulb. I should say a live connection at 120 volts. And of course it's not on, so here I'll show you. Now if my hands were cold or wet, or maybe I stuck my tongue in there, that would be an issue. But yeah, that's the nice thing about having low voltages. It's safer to touch, at least in the low amperage setting here, which is what we've got going on here. This is just a really large battery. It can be used to store a lot of power. I connect my solar system to this, or I just run it under regular commercial power and keep it charged up. But this is made by Engine Star. It has 120 volt connectors on here. The USB ports, a USB-C. There's the charge input. There's a 24 volt 3 amp connector, and then here's the 12 volt 8 amp connector, and it has a flashlight on the end on the side over here. The other thing is that you can charge a phone that has the inductive charger on there, so that's pretty sweet. But anyways, that's a nice way to keep an area nicely lit in many circumstances where you don't have available power. Like at a campsite or just during a power failure. Works out real well. And yeah, picked this old lamp here that was really nice to work with it. So then, of course, you can just put the cover on here and it looks real nice. I'm not going to try to do that with one hand, though. All right, that's it. Thanks a lot and appreciate it. Take care.